Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing amazing. I hope everyone is doing great. As we have spoke today, as we have spoken, we are going to have a great participation. We're going to be having a conversation about the tips on how to answer the question. Tell me about yourself. Let me see if I can see myself right here. Okay, let me go ahead and see myself right there. Okay. I'm just making sure that everything's gonna be fine. Okay, am I there? Yes, I am there. So we are just waiting for Kate. It's a language trainer. Actually, she's living abroad. She's not in Nicaragua. She's a marketer advisor from different companies in Europe. And right now she is, today she's going to tell us just a little bit about how to answer this question. Tell me about yourself. How's it going, Kate? How are you today?
Hi, Nestor. I'm pretty good. Well, today it's very, very good. It's a good weather. It's sun, finally. I haven't seen
Beautiful.
like a lot of sun or feel hot like in about 3 months or 6 months
Sounds
already.
sounds
Yeah.
great. Sounds perfect. Sounds perfect. What's new with your life? I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, basically, working, knowing new places, discovering new places here, visiting some tourist places and stuff like that. Cooking, learning to cook. The
Okay.
independence, that's what independence means, learn to cook. Well, today's my day off. I went on shopping. So
All right.
yeah.
Perfect.
I went on shopping and then I came to home and do stuff like home, like laundry, cooks, stuff like that.
Sounds great. Sounds great. On my end, same old, same old. Actually, working pretty hard in different kind of events, either live events or events that we do at Nicolingüe. So pretty much we're doing amazing stuff right there. So we have a conversation, right? So the main idea right here is to help those people who have 70% below average of English in English, where they can improve actually how they can answer this question. Tell me about yourself. But before we get into matters, I want to talk about just a little bit less talk, and I am going to share some information about it. And basically, let's talk. It's about the main purpose is to have 12 weeks, right? 12 weeks speaking club where you can learn new vocabulary, improve your pronunciation, increase your speaking time through different strategies we teach at Nicalingue. So in the comments below, I am going to start sharing this information so everybody can read it and have the opportunity to basically uh, go through these slides that we are going to present today. Um, and besides that, I want to say that Let's Talk, right? We assign in Let's Talk. The main idea is that we assign you a guide with a topic. This topic it could be in social, politics, economics, personal development, technology, and enterprises. So we give you the topics, and we give you the vocabulary. And in the live class, we actually do the feedback of your speaking, right? This is what we do in Let's Talk. So, let's get into our matters of today, right? So, Kate, could you do me a favor? Can you please read what it says right there?
Okay. My name is John. I am 27 years old. I'm from Nicaragua. My favorite color is red. I don't like pineapple pizza. I have a girlfriend, but she cheated on me, so broke up with her. But my father says that it's part of life and I need to let her go. Additionally, I finished my career and I want to thank you for this job offer.
Okay, so what do you think about that answer? If somebody, you as a recruiter, you as an interviewer, what would you say, or what would you think about this?
Well, I believe that if I ask to someone, tell me about yourself, and they give me this answer, for me, it sounds informal. It's not what a real the interviewer doesn't want to hear that at all. What the interviewer wants to know, it's basically professional things or professional skills. So I believe that this is not the right answer. Actually, it's not professional. It's an answer more casual whenever you are meeting someone for friendships or stuff like that, but it's not for a job offer. Definitely it's not a job offer. It's not for the occasion.
Absolutely, I agree 100% on what you're saying. This kind of answers is like a small talk, like a small introduction about yourself. Where do you live? What's your favorite color? But what's your favorite food? But it has nothing to do actually with the question itself. Tell me about yourself in a job interview.
Exactly.
To be honest, I think that I'm just focusing on this because a lot of people, when they are being asked, tell me about yourself, they're much likely to answer this kind of questions, and sometimes they go, you know, very very detailed things. For example, in this scenario, he's talking about his girlfriend, and his girlfriend pretty much cheating on him. So that is uh, disposal, a lot of information that it has nothing to do with the question itself, right? So on today's let's talk event, the main idea is that we provide the accurate information or how to answer this question. Therefore, we have three questions that we need to focus on when we are being asked the question, tell me about yourself. So, in your own words, Kate, what's the interviewer is trying to accomplish with this question? Tell me about yourself.
Well, basically, what the interviewer is trying to know about you is your skills, is to know if your skills as a professional person match with the job offer. So basically, that's what they're trying to know. And your response, of course, needs to go based on that.
Absolutely. Something else that I want to add right here is that basically the interviewer, which is the one that represented the company, is the one that's going to evaluate if you are the right person for the position and how would it be working with you, right, at the same time.
Exactly.
Before we narrowing down to the topics in the conversation, it will be better for the interviewer to just to have a hint or to have a small information about yourself. And this is where it's very important that you don't sell yourself as a you would do it with your friend, but you would do it professionally, right? That's very very important. So
Exactly.
and so, how do you think is gonna be or should be the right way to answer this question? How we should respond to this question?
Well, actually, this is a tricky question. It really is because when you are in a interview, you're especially very nervous. So when someone asks you, tell me about yourself, you start to saying things very informal, so casual, nothing professional. So you have to take advantage of this question because with these questions, you can not sell yourself, but you can describe your skills, what you're good on it, especially if you didn't have the time to add that in your letter or your resume or in your CV. It's the time for you to describe your skills, and of course, if those skills adapt or if those skills match with the ones that they are looking out with the job offer.
That's right.
That's the
And
thing.
that's really good that you just brought this to our attention, because on today's event we have a basically like an activity where you will know how should you respond this question. For example, let me just move a little bit to the next slide. Everything it's related, or everything is based on the job description. The job description, it's basically like the requirements that the recruiter or the manager or the company it's looking for in certain people, right? And the main idea is that you don't need, right, you need at least to match some of the tasks or some of the responsibilities or some of the experience you will have, right? So for example, in this scenario, right, we have, let me see, we have one, two, three, four, five, six, we have six main tasks, right? But we don't need to focus on all those six, because obviously it's not going to be a perfect candidate that will meet the whole six criteria. So you need to focus on the ones that you feel strong about, right? For example, can you please read the task right there, Kate?
Okay. Communicate via telephone, mail, and or chat with existing customers in order to solve their inquiries. Give information about the product or service to existing customers and prospects. Transfer more difficult inquiries to higher level if necessary. Demonstrate a strong customer service orientation and take responsibility to ensure customers are satisfied. Proactively propose improvements and feedback in process and ways of working to team management, operations manager. Maintain, receive information properly in the system.
Absolutely. Thank you. And that it is, right? Through the job description is where you will get the whole information, is where you will have the opportunity to make sure that you are capable of doing the work or doing the job they are offering, right? And the
Yeah.
main case right here, for example, is to focus on the key points. For example, solve their inquiries, give information about the products and service, take responsibility, and maintain receive information. Now, you were saying something about skills, right? Because we have
Exactly.
tasks and we also have skills. So, can you please repeat, everyone, what you were saying about skills?
Well, the skills, it's what your characteristics, your what you can do, your abilities that you have like a person. And also you can do it in a professional way. I will say. Those what the skills are.
That's right. Very good. And actually, the skills, it is true that you can develop your skill through work experience, but most of the time, you don't need to have work experience to demonstrate that you have skills. For
That's
example,
true.
there are people who were born, right, with excellent communication skills, and if you have those, perfect, excellent, which is mean that you can apply to a job position. However, it doesn't mean that people that didn't or don't have this skill, they cannot develop. Absolutely, they can do it. And in this scenario, right, it's always attached to. the job description. In the job description, there are two things that you need to be, willing to read, or you need to be very, very open-minded about this. Number one is the skills that you have. Number two is basically the responsibilities or tasks they are going to ask you. And number three is the experience that you may have. Now, what would you recommend to those people that they don't have the experience, or pretty much the experience? What would you say to them?
The experience, basically on what? The experience on this type of questions, or
The experience
the
in
interview,
working experience.
working experience. Well, uh, my recommendation is always be on the position of learning. Learn. You have to know that wherever you go, even if you study or even if you already had your skills, if you already have your skills, as you mentioned before, you always need to be on the position of learn, because we're always constantly learning something new. So that will be my great advice, because I apply it to myself every day. And I will say the same to those people that want to apply for a job or they are in an interview. It's always be opening to learn, and by learn I mean to accept feedback, to look for information, to search how you will develop a task before. If you, I don't know, if you see on the job offer there is a skills or a task or something you need to develop, but you don't have any idea how to do it, well, Google it, try to search it, try to learn it, it's learn. That will be my advice. Always learn.
Something,
Yeah.
yeah, that idea about Googling something is really good, because now with the help of internet, actually you can have access to almost everything. And if you're struggling about something, obviously Let's Talk will be the best place for you to start developing this kind of skills, right? Something else that I want to add for those people that maybe don't have experience at all. One of the things that you need to be really, really, focus is that experience is good, but it's not everything at the moment of looking for a job. At the end, you need to trust in the confidence is very important. So you
Right.
need to trust in yourself, and you need to think that you are capable of doing it. Because if you don't think that way, it's going to be really impossible for you, even though you have really great experience, to have a job opportunity. Sometimes there is a similar question, why you and not the other person, that we're going to be talking in others events. And this is very crucial to trust in yourself. Otherwise, if you don't trust in yourself, nobody else will do. So if you don't trust in yourself, why me, as a recruiter, why should I trust you, right? So that's the most
Exactly.
important thing. Okie
Absolutely
dokie.
right.
So we have a second example, right? So what would it be the example on how we should respond to this? Let me go ahead and read the first two paragraphs. I am a customer rep with more than 3 years of experience working for large call centers companies. I've worked with clients including Coca-Cola, Great Health Work, and Johnson and Johnson. Can you please continue with the other two?
I am passionate about learning new skills, and through all these years, I have developed strong skills as problem solving, communication, and multitasking. That's why I consider myself a great candidate for this position.
So obviously, if we do a comparison between this example number two and the first example is a bad example of answering, tell me about yourself. And tell me about yourself, you need to focus about number one, the experience, if you have experience. It doesn't matter if you have 6 months. It doesn't matter if you have 1 year. It doesn't matter if you have 40 years of experience. What it matters actually is if you have experience in the job that you are looking for. Now, if you don't have the experience, that's okay. Not a problem about it. Keep in mind that you can trust in your skills. For example, in this scenario right here, in this example, according to the skills this person has, is number one, he's fast learning, right? Pretty much every new software the company brings, he might understand. He might, or she or he, right, might understand, will have the opportunity how to handle it because he has this learning new skill as a skill, obviously, right?
Exactly.
Problem solving. This is very important for every company. When you come to a company, you don't need to bring problems. For example,
No.
if you say to the recruiter, my girlfriend cheated on me and I broke up with her, that's part of life. So what are you bringing to the company? Are you bringing solutions or are you bringing problems? So we need to be very, very accurate on what we say. Another skill, multitasking. One more time. This is very important. If you don't have the experience, that's okay. Don't worry. You need to start you need to start trusting in your skills. Now, if you don't know what your skills, don't worry. In Let's Talk, we will give you all the tools. There is inclusive a personality test that actually provides you information on what type of person you are. And finally, there is a really great statement. That's why I consider myself a great candidate for this position. It's because you are saying right there that you are capable of doing things for this company and make sure that this company goes in the right path, right?
Absolutely correct. I'm absolutely agree with you with the whole things of the confidence. No, that's right.
Absolutely.
You were talking with the whole experience.
There you go. Now, we have an activity for those people who are listening today. We have an activity. Actually, we want you to read the job description of the company of your interest. Maybe you can share with us in the comments, right? In the comment section, you can put the comments and what kind of requirements are this company or is this company looking in people, right? So maybe you should do the highlights. You should do the reading of the job description. And what is activity number 2, Cake?
What are your greatest achievements? Good
That's
examples
right.
are earning money, cutting costs, or improving efficiency, which means that that is your opportunity to think, to stop a little bit and start to thinking, what are you good on it? What do
That-
you have done in your previous jobs
That's
for the
right.
company?
That's right. That's right. And as I mentioned before, if there is like a 10 items this job requirement is looking for, you don't need to you don't need to fool every single 10 items. As long as you reach 50% or as long as you reach, let's say, 70 or 60%, that will be fine. That will be okay. You can go ahead and do it. And remember, the most important part is to trust in yourself. Another activity is that you need to think about the accomplishment. Remember, this not really has to do with experience, but when you were at the university, what kind of projects did you develop? And what kind of praise your teacher or your professor provide you at the moment of developing your career? Those are accomplishments too that you can just write it down as an achievement, and you can just put it in your response, right? Like, tell me about yourself. Perfect. So we just end up. I just want to say thank you very much, Kate, actually, for this opportunity. Now we are going to switch a little bit to Spanish. Everybody can actually knows about what's Let's Talk. Como sabrán, Let's Talk es un club de conversación de 12 semanas. Prácticamente la idea fundamental está enfocado a mejorar lo que es vocabulario, mejorar lo que es pronunciación, fluidez. A través de un examen se evalúa lo que es el nivel de inglés y en base a resultados pues se va dando el feedback correspondiente para ir mejorando. Si bien es cierto, lo que es el examen tiene un costo, sin embargo, el día de hoy estamos haciendo algo muy, pero muy, bueno, interesante. Estamos haciendo gratis los exámenes de ubicación. Lo único que simplemente tienen que hacer es, en el comentario les voy a dejar un link donde pueden registrarse y ustedes en ese link van a recibir, luego que estén registrados, van a recibir un correo y en ese correo ustedes van a tener la oportunidad de conversar ya sea con mi persona o ya sea con Kate o ya sea con Alan. Alan is not today, but he's also working. Ya cambió otra vez a inglés. Con Alan hoy no está con nosotros, pero también está trabajando en Let's Talk. A tal punto que eso va en dependencia prácticamente de los horarios de cada uno de nosotros. Lo que sí me gustaría enfatizar es de que accediendo a lo que es el link que le puse en el comentario, ustedes pueden prácticamente registrarse y comenzar y hacer su examen de ubicación completamente gratuito. Tenemos prácticamente diferentes horarios, ¿verdad? Tenemos horarios tanto presenciales como online. Y lo bueno de todo esto es de que tanto presencial como online los cupos son bastante limitados. No somos esos tipos de lugares donde pues existen, qué sé yo, 20 personas en una sesión de clase o una sesión. Ni 40, ni 60. Es decir, tratamos de enfocarnos en lo que nosotros realmente creemos, que puede ayudar muchísimo al momento de comunicarse, que es vocabulario, pronunciación y fluidez. Y algo más que me gustaría comentar sobre Let's Talk es de que la forma como trabajamos es de la siguiente manera. En las clases hablamos de diferentes temas. Pueden ser temas sociales, temas políticos, temas económicos, desarrollo personal. Por ejemplo, esta pregunta, tell me about yourself o háblame de ti, en una entrevista de trabajo está dentro de la categoría de temas personales, ¿verdad? Desarrollo personal. Tecnología, hablamos también de temas empresariales. Esto con el